Last year, Google got some heat for not trimming the fat like Meta or Amazon. Fast forward to now, and boom, headlines scream Google layoffs. Now, what exactly is the reason behind this? So, get this, last year was kinda wild for Google, with folks giving them a hard time for not trimming the fat like Meta or Amazon. Fast forward to this year, and it's like headline central for Google layoffs. Hold up though, what if these job cuts aren't just a pandemic cleanup or a post-hiring hangover? What if they're paving the way for Google to swoop into the AI scene like the rock stars they are? Sundar Pichai, the CEO, in his memo explains that it's all about creating room for AI investment and making those tough choices. Imagine it's not layoffs for the sake of it, but Google is gearing up for a mind-blowing AI platform shift. Now, let's decode this memo magic. Pi's talking about stripping away layers, simplifying execution, and revving up speed. It's like Google saying, alright machines, buckle up, we're going full speed ahead. And guess what? This isn't just about layoffs, it's about a whole new hiring game. They're on the hunt for data scientists like a treasure hunt, more than just software engineers. It's like they're setting up an AI dream team. So, you've got these peeps saying it's the year of efficiency 2.0, playing the Wall Street game. But hold on, there's a plot twist. Others think it's a bigger game, an AI shift game. Efficiencies were just the warm-up. Now, they're after a workforce that dances to the AI beat. Google's casting calls for data scientists are outnumbering the software engineers. The plot thickens. It's like they're saying, junior engineers, you've done great, but step aside. Generative AI is in the house, and it's taking over everything. Now, following Google, Amazon is also making some staff changes, and Mark Zuckerberg's year of efficiency is making headlines again. So here's the deal. Amazon sent out emails in the morning basically saying, sorry, you're fired. Imagine getting that news out of the blue. Last week, Amazon's hiring committee was recruiting new college grads, and they had tons of applications for just a few spots. But if you thought, if they're hiring, everything's okay, right? Turns out, not really. As the day went on, they shut down everything. This means no more access and no more jobs. It's a tech industry thing, it goes up and down. Tech, known for its ups and downs, has seen its share of job cuts. Recently, job ads for tech positions dropped a lot, almost 60% less than before the pandemic. Now, while the job market faces challenges, there's a glimmer of hope. The tech world is buzzing about artificial intelligence. If you've been to San Francisco, trust me, the talk in cafes and restaurants is all about AI. In simple terms, it's like a new wave of tech excitement. Deals for AI startups in early 2023 were huge, more than $12 billion, way more than in 2022. Big companies like Amazon, Alphabet and Microsoft are all on this AI action. The tech industry is kind of a big deal for the country. It's 10% of the nation's money-making, employing around 12 million people in over 500,000 companies. But here's where it gets tricky. Layoffs are hitting hard. Meta, the company Mark Zuckerberg runs, let go over 11,000 workers in 2022, and then said, hey, we need to cut 10,000 more. Amazon, in its own style, announced 18,000 job cuts in January 2023, and added 9,000 more a couple of months later. Alphabet, the parent of Google, also joined the layoff party, trimming 12,000 jobs, which is about 6% of its workforce. Now, these layoffs aren't just numbers, they hit real people, real families. A recruiter for Meta, Carl Wheatley, who grew up in the Bay Area, shared how it impacted him and his family. Another guy, Paul Baker, who worked for Google for 6 years, got an email early in the morning saying, you're officially terminated. Imagine that shock. Despite the tough times, there's a silver lining. The AI world is on fire, and everyone's talking about it. Deals for AI startups are breaking records, and even the big players are investing heavily. So, while the job market is a bit stormy now, the hope is that this AI excitement might turn things around. Next, let's talk about the aftermath of tech layoffs and how the AI boom is kind of softening the blow. Many folks who got laid off got a bit of cushioning from some pretty good severance packages. For instance, when Google let go of employees in the US, they gave them 16 weeks of pay plus an extra 2 weeks for every year they worked there. Not too shabby, right? Salesforce employees got at least almost 5 months' worth of pay. So, while getting the pink slip hurts, at least there's a bit of financial support. Now, meet Stephen Campbell, a software engineer who got laid off from Airtable, a cloud-based project management service, in December 2022. Imagine this: he stays up late one night and the next morning his phone is buzzing with Slack messages asking if he's safe. He's thinking, is there an earthquake or something? It turns out that there was no earthquake, he's been laid off. Imagine waking up to that. But here's where it gets interesting. Thanks to the severance package, Stephen didn't just sit around feeling sorry for himself. Nope, he co-founded not one, but 2 new businesses. One, called Revamp AI, uses fancy tech-like machine learning and generative AI to understand customer data better. The other business hosts events where people get together and chat about the future of generative AI. It turns out that in San Francisco, generative AI is like the new crypto, with lots of buzz, meetups, and heaps of venture investment. San Francisco is like the AI hub, with 11 out of the top 20 AI companies in the US based there. These companies raked in a massive $15.7 billion between 2008 and 2023. Now, why all this talk about AI? Well, big tech companies like Meta, the company Mark Zuckerberg runs, are heavily investing in AI and automation. Mark even told employees that this investment would help engineers write better code faster and take care of some of their workload. Now, some folks believe that AI is about to change everything, especially in the information economy and for knowledge workers. Steve Jobs once said, computers were like a bicycle for the mind. Well, some think AI is like a jumbo jet for the mind. It's expected to add trillions to the global economy every year. And here's the twist: people think that even though AI might make some jobs obsolete, it's going to create even more jobs. Why? Because when something becomes cheaper, its complement becomes more valuable. In this case, tech workers are like the sidekick to AI. AI makes them more productive, so we'll probably want more of them, not less. So, even though getting laid off might seem like a bummer at first, some folks who have been through it say it turned out to be a pretty positive experience. In the past, events like the dot-com bubble burst and the Great Recession led to significant job losses in Silicon Valley. But this time, there are some unique factors. More than half of those laid off in 2022 and 2023 were women, adding a new layer to the impact. A study analysing LinkedIn profiles found that HR, software engineers, and marketing roles were hit the hardest. Here's a bit of demographic insight. 48% of those laid off were between 30 and 40 years old, and a whopping 89% were based in the US. These were seasoned workers with an average of about 12 years of work experience. While the layoff storm hit, it didn't necessarily mean a gloomy job market for everyone. The tech unemployment rate as of May 2023 was just 2%, way below the national figure of 3.7%. Although tech companies shed some jobs that month, the year as a whole saw significant job additions in IT services, cloud infrastructure, data processing, hosting, and tech manufacturing. The demand for tech workers is expected to stay high, with opportunities for software developers predicting to grow by 26% between 2021 and 2031. The cooldown in the job market compared to a year or two ago hasn't diminished the value of tech skills and experience. In fact, these skills are still hot commodities, not just in tech, but in other industries too. Tech workers are finding gigs in fields like financial services, manufacturing, and even government. On the financial side, the average annual salary for tech workers nationwide is around $87,000, a cool 60% more than the average US salary of $54,000. If you're in California, where the tech scene is buzzing, the average shoots up to about $117,000 annually. Yeah, competitions for jobs is no walk in the park. With a restless job market, the hunt for employment is fierce. That's the truth. Anyway, what do you guys think? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below.